Alright, for some reason today is all kinds of scuff.
Yep.
Well,
My computer
like I
crashed immediately.
Oh, that's what happened.
like I said while you were away, what's a stream without scuff?
Very true. Well, anyways, let me fix that quick. Why are... Oh, okay, there, now it's moving.
There it is.
Yeah. What was I gonna do? I need to do something. No, I don't.
Sex, drugs, and alcohol.
Yeah.
Social drugs, bitches, and lots of money.
I am just kidding, chat. Do not actually do drugs. That is bad for you.
Yeah, no. We are not pro drugs. Do not drink the skooma.
I'm pro bullshit, but not pro drugs. Okay.
There you go. Best way to put that. All right.
Jesus.
So for some reason I couldn't go live on YouTube, but I'm recording. At least YouTube's not showing me as live. So if I am live on YouTube, hello.
If we're not live on YouTube, go fuck yourself.
No, don't do that either. Oh my god.
Depends how hard.
Live on YouTube.
If we're not live on YouTube, it depends how hard. Okay, make sure you're using lube if you're gonna do that.
Oh dear.
We
went there. We went there. I
mean, look, it's only gonna get worse as we keep going.
True.
It really does.
True.
I am currently playing Oblivion on the offside, by the way, and I have to go deal with some rats.
We are the rats.
More accurately, I gotta go save some rats from getting fucking murdered.
Oh, this is
all right. So, just out of curiosity, is everyone ready for a recap? Or
go ahead. I am looking for some notes that I have, but we can listen to the recap as I do that.
Also, Rain, I thought I had the notes saved somewhere for what you wanted to do with downtime, and I don't remember where you put them.
Well, they were in Discord DM. All you probably have to do is scroll up a little bit.
Okay. No worries.
I think I have to scroll somewhere too, because I wrote some stuff down like weeks ago, and we've had some hiccups along the way. So, yeah. Because I had a shopping list somewhere, and I don't know where I saved it. I know one place I can find it, but I know I wrote it and saved it somewhere, but...
Oh yeah, I meant to ask Code.
What's up?
So we know how much a whip costs, which is 2 gold. How much do chains cost?
Oh god.
You said cans?
Chains.
All right. Let's see.
He's got to do the math. Well, I think it would depend on the quality of chains, right?
Actually, it's going to be about 5 gold per every 10 feet.
I think I would only need 10 feet.
Oh no.
So that's 7 gold. I also got to sell that greatsword.
These are the wrong songs. Where did you go?
How much does a +1 greatsword sell for?
I'll tell you in a sec.
Yeah. But I figure it would probably be around like maybe double the price that it normally is.
You'd get about 25 gold for it.
25. Jesus.
Oh, okay. That was okay. I'm remembering something by the wrong
Normally,
name.
because normally Grisper costs 50 gold, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, but to sell, I'm gonna say like in this world, it sells at half value. If that makes
Okay,
sense.
and if it's enchanted,
Enchanted. You know what? I
That's-
forgot to look up the +1 part. My bad.
yeah, I was wondering what was happening there. What the fuck time's it?
About 250. About 250 gold.
Okay, so I can sell it for 250.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, 250. That's another 250 in my pocket.
Actually, am I mute? I gotta check this real fast.
Oh yeah,
I'm being
yeah.
told I'm mute.
Oh yeah.
Properties.
Want me
Say,
to do the recap while you do that?
I think I figured it out. Everything was set to default. I am currently fixing it now. By the way, Zora, could you hear anyone else or just me? Or was I just mute? Sorry. All right. By the way, would someone mind going to Twitch and checking to see if everything's working there for me for a sec?
Yeah, sure, I'll hop in.
I'm watching it currently.
Okay. Are you able to hear you guys on Twitch?
Yes.
Okay. Was I muted the entire time too? Like I noticed I
don't
was
think
set to
so.
default. Okay. Well, in case just because I was having some technical difficulties with YouTube, I'm just gonna go through the intro again. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of D&D. Tonight's episode is called Knocking on the Heaven's Door, not to be confused with that famous song Knocking on Heaven's Door. Gap will join us a little bit later as Gabriel, and yeah, that's about where we're at. Oh, and thanks for telling me I was muted, Zora.
It's always welcomed.
E.
We ready for the recap?
Yep.
I think we should
right.
be.
So, last we left off on our adventures of the Lost Heart, we had made our way into a cave where we had previously fought trolls the session before. Then, trying to find a way out, we ended up finding a souvenir. We found multiple pathways out. However, most of them led straight into a maze filled with dangerous shit. And inevitably, a snap decision by our bard Goo-dith led us through a doorway that was created by Azoth that managed to get us out safely somehow. Still not entirely trusting that door, but okay. At which point we find ourselves in a freezing tundra where we were questioned by two frost giants, a riddle that we may pass to go on our way to Divinia. Solving said riddle, we managed to get more information. Divinia is currently in turmoil between the forces of Winria, Azoth, and the followers of the gods of man. Now our party sets out to bring the rest of the children and the old man to Divinia for shelter and to figure out what we're going to do once we get there.
That is way too loud for music. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get some music in the background.
Yeah, no worries. Did the recap go through okay?
Oh yeah, it came through.
Okay, awesome.
While you're doing that, I am trying to run a giveaway.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I have a custom channel embroidered dice bag that I will be trying to give away in about a month's time or so. So for the next couple of streams, it'll be running. Must have a U.S. address. No cost to enter, and I'm working on trying to get some pictures of that together. But just gotta pop over and type in the giveaway code for that. But yeah, because of weird reasons, U.S. address only, unfortunately.
By the way, if you want to share the information with me as well, I can also make sure to put it inside of the Discord and everything as well.
Or
do you want it only during streams?
It's really just come into stream and you enter in the giveaway thing and.
Oh, okay.
And
no worries.
It should give it should give you some tickets for that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how to. I was trying to have all this stuff kind of figured out. As far as I know, it should be running. The tests seem to kind of work, but this is my first time, so it might be a little rough.
The first time.
Hey, you know what? The first time's always the roughest.
Yeah.
Also, I love that I have an idea of what Rain wants to do with his downtime, and meanwhile, with my downtime, I'm just like, I am vengeance.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Where is she? Hey, at least it's more Batman vibes than the Bat Metal vibes, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Or Man Bat, which if you've seen that, you've seen it. And that's as far as we're gonna go with that.
Man.
But yeah. I'm gonna jump into session if that's okay.
If you don't mind, before we start,
yeah, what's up?
I'm often inspired by Critical Role, and I did something kind of goofy. I don't know if this is gonna sound okay or not, but if you're familiar with the old make a video and reply to a video thing, so Critical Role made that Your Turn to Roll song. So I have Stand or Fall.
Okay.
Wait, no.
The world's on fire, the gods are mad, the faithful fight, the heretics stab, but we're the crew they called, oh no, that's us. Well, we aren't very bright, but it's all you've got. Oops, it's our turn to roll. We're underleveled, barely whole, and broken as a storeroom clerk. Sorry, I didn't practice.
It shows. I'm just kidding.
Total Sam vibes. With cursed loot and half a plan, we'll wing it like we always can. So light the fuse and dodge the blame. The gods are gone, but hey, we came. We're loud, we're weird, we've lost control, but screw it all, it's our turn to roll. Ellyra leads with holy sass, her thighs can crush both man and melon. She's got the leash, she's got the law, we call her mom, she calls us flaws. Goo-dith bard of goo and glee, her jokes hit harder than her knee. She sings, she slaps, she sometimes heals, then draws a god with, is that a rooster? Cassius, big old half-dwarf heart, with rage and poetry as his art, in love with Winrier's fading lights, he lifts, he fights, he simps just right. Gabriel hot and full of doom, he finds ancient evil and says it's mine. He's cursed, he's flirty, sleek and smug. We'd keep him safe, but he hugged the rug. Gothmog, beefcake spellslinger, drinks his mana through a liquor finger. His magic's meh, his biceps ace. He cast mage hand, then slapped a face. The gods are gone, the cults are loud, the war drums beat, the zealots crowd. We should be scared, or more prepared, but Gabriel just sat in a chair marked doom. He touched it again. Oops, it's the DM's role. Our plans are scribbled on a scroll. We charged ahead, we scream and cast. We solve our problems way too fast. Say your prayers or join the team. We're weird, we're cursed, we chase a dream. From holy war to cursed council, one thing's for sure, it's now our turn to roll. So,
Nice.
sounded awful,
Nice.
but that's call it a love letter to Sam Riegel.
I was just gonna say, and that's our tone deaf bard there for a second. I'm just kidding.
It wasn't bad. though it definitely-
It's not bad.
Totally unpracticed, and I couldn't hear the music in my head anymore, so like, I lost it.
I had it. I lost it. I found it. There it is. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Yep, it was like a hot potato. I just couldn't hold on to it.
It really was.
Mhm.
Also, I want to say, I think maybe we get started on the sometimes after we've settled like shelter for the young'uns.
Yeah, I thought that's what you guys were gonna do, anyways.
Yeah,
Just like our
yeah.
preferences.
I know. I had been kind of curious about how we were gonna do that because we have all of them, and I was like, are we trying to put them up for a night and then go to the church, or? So
I figured we were just going to take it to the church.
yeah, I suppose Decode should probably set us up with what time of day it is. We literally just got here, right?
Yeah, you just got here. I'd say it's I'd say mid-afternoon time frame.
Okay. And
Close
at
to
the city
evening.
now.
You're at the gates for the city, if that
Okay.
makes sense. Like
Mhm.
you had just come out of the you had just come down the little mountain cross area that you were at before, at where you met the giants.
Okay.
And basically they would have led you down the mountain to a point where you see this beautiful I don't know how to put it, like humongous chapel, if that makes sense,
Okay.
that touches water, but also like in order to enter the city you see a giant gate with 4 guards at the gate. Behind that gate, you can also see a bridge.
Okay, so behind the gate we see a bridge.
Yeah, the bridge is the only way into the city.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Rain, I have a task for you for next session if you want to take it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I know you like to make the music and everything, so if you could you make like a Divine City song to play while we're here?
Sure, I can do that.
Heck yeah.
Also, got to remember just not to mention Winria while we're here.
At least it's just at the
While we're
gate,
trying to
though,
find
right? Or no?
Inside the streets of the town as well, but like once you get into the actual temple itself,
Okay.
you're safe.
Okay.
That would have been the information that the giants gave you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was remembering correctly how they had intended that
I don't even
message
know
to
if
be
I
said.
remember correctly.
I remember that they said to be careful with the mention of it, and I suppose it was lost on me as to whether that ended or started and ended at the gate, or if that went up until the actual temples.
Or it could be like a be careful who you mention it to in the city too.
Mm-hmm. This is fair. Of course, inside Goo-dith's head, she's just like, oh shit, I'm so getting arrested. I'm getting arrested today.
Wait, Goo-dith has thoughts inside her head?
Yeah, she wears them on her sleeve. She's actually whispering that.
You just start seeing the Slimer on her arms just starting to write, I'm so getting arrested.
Literally, she was on her arm.
The skull inside her head just starts shaking.
It shakes independent of her head as it's going, no. Oh no.
Exactly.
Oh no. Even Ellyra.
So, do y'all want to approach the gates? Do y'all want to like kind of sightsee a little bit before you enter the city?
How much is there to sightsee outside the city?
I'd say like you can definitely see like the oceany area. There's a giant forest that stands on one side of the city, and there's really not much to see. There might be like a what do you call it? Like a memorial area as well.
Oh, that might actually be kind of interesting to check out. And I would say if I can see ocean from here, I would cast my gaze out to see if I see any wildlife and swimming around in the ocean.
I was gonna say, so is Goo-dith like doing the panicking right now, like as we're heading towards the gates?
We're not next to the water, right?
You're not like right next to the water. You're close enough to like see above the water, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're solid like 25 feet above the water, probably 25, 50 feet above the water.
25, 50 feet, and we're on a pretty solid bridge.
Well, you're not on the bridge yet. You're more
Okay.
on like...
We're on solid ground.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And up ahead's pretty solid bridge stuff. I don't think she would be panicking because of like the water or anything like that.
No, I meant about being arrested.
Oh, about being arrested. Okay, I misunderstood you. I'm sorry. I thought you were out of character reading into her allergies.
I was wondering if she's actually if she actually is panicking.
Like... Not as physically as I jokingly described it, but she is thinking that because she's got that thought in her head like, oh crap, holy war, and we're supposed to avoid saying names, so yeah, she's worried, but she's maybe not visually anxious.
Her slime's just slightly pale.
Slightly pale.
Or the purple streaks are a little more erratic.
Don't know why you're pale. I haven't even bit you yet.
Oh God.
Or maybe it's just like you ever see that time a guy reincarnated slime where every time Rimuru is like panicking, he has like the little like droplets form over him that make like a little sweat.
Oh, the little sweaty look, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, did I get that in one of her?
You know
her
what's funny is
drawings?
that if you think about it, the Goo-dith can actually do like the forehead vein thing if she gets mad at
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Oh no, I guess
Goo-dith can
my
do almost every expression, to be honest. Master of many faces.
so here's the thing: is she could even do the Rimuru expressions. I
You know what?
I don't have a
I
reference
will-
sheet for that, but
I would give like the giant exclamation point, the question mark, things like that. The big eyes.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just looking at my character sheet for her, and the only thing on there is this little blushing smile as the slime ball.
Now I just picture Goo-dith like actually having the like her. She forms the freaking question marks above her head with her slime.
Mm.
She's curious about something.
Yeah. Actually, she probably would. I don't even know if she would notice that she's doing that, but she would probably do that if she wasn't in a humanoid form.
Goo-dith,
She
the
could
ultimate
she
advocate.
she could probably do that even in the humanoid thing, but she'd probably have to think about that one.
Ah. Does she actually have to concentrate on what form she's currently in, or does that like
Not in
more
the
or less
same.
like
I would say not in the same way as a spell, but it is an active choice.
right? I mean, like when Mystique like takes on a form of someone, like she has to kind of concentrate on it in the sense of just keeping it there.
Yeah.
That's not like
Yeah.
the
So
same kind of thing.
yeah. So I think disguise spell is probably the best way to describe it because you like. Because if I remember correctly, that spell is not a concentration spell. I actually should have it right here.
It is not.
It is not a concentration spell.
It is not a
So it would literally
Yeah.
work like that, where she like
Okay.
actively perceives what she wants it to be, and then as long as she can actually fit the physical form that she wants it to take, yeah, then she could, turn into it.
Okay.
If she tried to look like Ellyra, for example, she'd probably look like Ellyra, but shorter.
And probably
Yeah.
blue.
Same thing probably for Gabriel as well. Like she would just be a short Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's only 5'2".
Miserable.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to look out at the ocean, right?
Yeah, and you had said there's a memorial area, so would be kind of curious to see what's in the memorial area after just, like I said, just peering out to see what can be seen. Birds, swimming things, that kind of stuff. Just out of curiosity. See what lives here.
So from what you can see by this ocean, you'll see seagulls, pelicans, generic like sea life birds.
Okay.
But you also see birds that are not really most people would not be used to seeing by the sea. A raven and a hawk as well.
Interesting. So you said that you wouldn't normally see?
You wouldn't normally see them by the sea. No.
I was just trying. I keyed in on that because I'm trying to think about if there's something I could do to determine if that's weird or if I just wouldn't know.
I'd say you wouldn't know why it, like, what drew those specific birds to this location.
Okay.
I'd say you could probably give like a nature check to see if you know like migratory patterns and stuff like that. If you wanted to.
Okay. I'm gonna say I probably don't know because that roll was an 8.
Yeah, so with an 8, you would just know that most of the time, those birds are not usually visible from like sea areas. They are not known to like the kind of climate of the area that you currently are in. Also, you have never seen like the hawk and raven actually get along, like fly next to each other.
Oh, and they are flying next to each other?
Yes.
Mm.
That is very peculiar.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ellyra, does that look off to you? And she points at the birds.
I'm gonna. Can I make a religion check to see what, like if there's hawk and raven symbolism?
Okay.
Because I have a sneaky suspicion. My D&D Beyond would love to load.
Oof. Yeah, everything's slow today.
One hell of a day for it to be slow, huh?
I know, right? Hey, at least it's not kicking me out of Roll20 constantly.
Yeah, that's something at least.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
There, I knocked on wood.
Yeah, I got some wood here I'll knock on too.
That's a 16.
All right. So with a 16, you would have read from your religions of Azov, like your texts and everything that you probably would have seen in like his library. You would have seen one specific passage. Or sorry, yeah, Venrath. I'm sorry, I said Azov. My head is everywhere this morning or this afternoon, night.
You left your mind in the morning.
I mean, I have been sick all day, so
yeah. It makes sense, man.
But yeah, in your teachings of Venrath, you would know of one specific passage in particular, and that passage would say, in the city of Divinia, it's a city of peace amongst all the gods, where basically their gods would walk the streets, and the level of peace that was known in this land, enemies would be friends, and the hawk and raven would fly as allies, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Okay. I kind of repeat that to Goo-dith, and I'm like, according to the scriptures, in Divinia, there was supposed to be peace between the gods and their followers, to the point where even creatures such as hawks and ravens are at peace with one another.
Okay.
It seems odd that there is war waging, and yet the creatures are still at peace with one another.
Interesting.
I wonder.
My audio sounds a little weird for some reason.
Sounds okay to me.
Maybe there's just some odd stuff happening for me here.
Yeah. It could also just have like, was it internal feedback or something causing that?
Yeah.
Was everything said Like, did that go through okay?
Yeah, no, I heard you fine. It was just something in the silence sounded kind of goofy.
Oh, okay.
It was almost like old game sounds, like I don't know if stream picked it up or not, but you know what I mean. Like when you, yeah,
Yeah. Like when you're running low on memory or something like that.
yeah, or like the old and when you pick up the phone while you're connected through a dial-up modem.
Don't get me started on dial-up. But
Anyway.
also in the water, you will
Yeah.
see you would essentially see crocodiles and turtles literally swimming together, not harming each other, just swimming together.
That's also rather peculiar.
It was turtles and what?
Turtles and crocodiles.
Turtles and crocodiles both. That's interesting. Well, I guess that's well, I mean, to me that's probably not that weird, but I am kind of wondering if that is weird. I'm not going to think about that one. So, you know, it's one of those questions all the time. It's like, am I metagaming by accident?
No, I get that one all the time. Like,
Oh yeah, I get that as well.
you also said you wanted to check out that memorial, right?
yeah, I definitely do want to check out the
I'll be down
memorial.
there. Yeah.
All right, so you make your way over to the memorial. It's a single stone that is, you know, like the Egyptian obelisk type structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those. And on this stone, it says, "Here lies Richard Divinia, the only man to have made who to fight for a peaceful city, or the only man to fight. Sorry, the only man to fight for a peaceful tomorrow."
Oh, okay. Hey, Ellyra, look, it's one of those zipper twats. Sorry.
Don't.
Did I break the paladin?
She kind of like deadpan slowly turns to you, looks at you, and then slowly turns back to the obelisk. Deadpan expression the entire time. But I'm not going to entertain that particular term. However, yes. Richard Divinia. I assume this is the city's founder.
It's Divinia, not Divinia.
Oh, Divinius.
Mhm.
It sounded like you said Divinia.
So the city's name is Divinia. The dude's name is Richard Divinia.
Okay. Am I accurate on the place's founder?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna. This might sound weird. I'm gonna divine sense.
Okay. You divine sense, and you see a gold aura just emanating from this from this from underneath this obelisk and surrounding the obelisk as well.
Does it feel like it's linked to any god, or is it like this person's aura, or is the lingering essence of who they were is just this divine?
I would say the latter. The lingering aura of this person is basically was so divine that it's just radiating, if that makes sense.
So it was like a mini holy sun just under the ground.
It is like I wouldn't even just say like one sun. It's like 5 suns from the ground. Like
Jesus.
It's that bright. It's that bright.
You like she does this, and Goo-dith just sees Ellyra's eyes go wide, and then immediately she begins to start rubbing them.
Get some in your eye.
That was bright. What the? Oh, this dude, this man, this Richard Divinia was packing an incredible amount of divine energy.
You got that in your eye? I thought he was dead.
More like he is dead. How? Well, he's probably dead, but I'm not going to say for sure because.
Oh, is it not not that kind of monument?
I'm pretty sure he's dead. But what I'm saying is that when I channeled my senses through the divine scope, if you will, it was the kind of divine light that would blind you.
So yeah, he got you with the money shot? I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Goo-dith,
That's okay.
Take 5 damage from just the second most painful ass slap you ever received in your life.
Oh shit!
I just want you all to picture Ellyra getting spanked so hard that her booty literally jiggles.
You mean Goo-dith?
Yes, my bad. Like I said, I'm sick. I'm like I'm trying. I am 100% trying, okay?
What did Cassius say? Because I was laughing too hard.
I hope you're not doing this with the children around.
I guess I don't actually know where they're at, to be honest with you.
I would say they're probably by the water, looking down at the water.
Probably would have left the kids with Cassius.
That makes sense.
Because Ellyra knows that the way that she acts around Goo-dith is not the best to have around children.
Couple of very sultry lesbians.
Oh my god.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I need to get the sound alert that says, "It's simple, Ratchet." It's simple, Ratchet. They are lesbians.
Says being Lex. Anyway.
Oh dear. Goo-dith is gender fluid. Wait, is that the same thing?
I mean, that's just saying like you bounce between genders.
that would make Ellyra bi.
I feel like Goo-dith would just be trisexual.
Try anything once.
Try anything once.
No, just trying. No, just. I take it as just trying to be sexual.
There you go. That's perfect. That's pretty much it.
I love also like it's kind of funny because it started off as just like Ellyra having a fascination with Goo-dith because she's never really encountered a slime before, and then it just turned into just absolute horniness.
At times.
Yeah, it just turned into vibes.
They just resonated with each other.
Dear.
They're about to resonate somewhere else, that's for sure.
Oh dear.
Save it for the bedroom.
Jeez.
Yeah, more than likely, they're probably going to get kicked out of an inn.
Oh no. Oh no.
Made the bed rock so hard it brought down Divinia's walls.
Oh jeez.
Hey, you go from the second floor all the way down to the basement.
It's a whole new meaning of riding the waterbed.
Well, anyways.
Yes.
We have to move on to this.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Alright, so
I feel like I should be taking notes of wildlife.
Oh, also, Ronan, one thing that you would have also noticed is that the aura that you sensed from the monument is the same aura that surrounds the city.
oh. This fucker's practically a god. What the shit? Like it's kind of funny though, because if you think about it, because you have Winria, who's the goddess of light, Isoth, who's the god of darkness, Vinraf, who's in the middle, who's the gray, and now you have Richard Divinius, whose aura is basically on a god level, and essentially is also in the middle.
Honestly, if you want, you can give me a religion check on Richard Divinius if you wanted to.
Fuck yeah.
What was the other bird you pointed out earlier? It was raven and
Hawk.
hawk.
Like Hawk Tua.
I just started writing down some stuff because
No, it's all right.
I would say Goo-dith would start taking some notes.
Probably like
So
notes
cool.
on like also how they fly and how they like
That was
little
so
minor
close to
details.
being a 2, and then it rolled just barely onto the 18.
Nice.
So
Would it-
that's a 22 total.
Oh, 22.
Okay, so with a 22, you would know Richard Divinius was originally going to be one of the main gods, but he rejected divinity to live a life of peace.
You know what? Respect. Because that's definitely a mentality that Ellyra can get behind.
You would also know that if he had chosen to become a god, he would have been the god of peace.
So he basically was essentially got to the level of demigod before he could ascend. He said, nope.
Basically, he was essentially going to be a champion, if that makes sense.
Right.
Kind of like
like-
how Elias is the
Yeah.
champion of Winria.
Right, yeah, I figured that was going to be the case.
But he rejected that ability, or that responsibility, I should say, and would rather see the world rise in peace. You would also know that this happened thousands of years ago, when before the fall of the prior was it the fall of the other 4 gods.
Oh, that's interesting. So, so Ellyra will kind of like palm her own forehead for a second. It's like, oh, that makes sense now. And she'll explain to Goo-dith that Divinia was initially supposed to become a god in his own right, but rejected it.
Oh.
His aura surrounds not just here, but also the city itself.
Fascinating.
He sought peace, not responsibility. Or rather, he sought a different responsibility than godhood would have offered him. To be honest, I can respect that.
By the way, can you give me a perception check, Ellyra?
Okay. That'll be a 15.
All right. So with the 15, I want you to picture as you look out at the city, a quick glimpse of it completely shrouded in darkness. How do I put it? Like, you ever see those like games where they like glitch out and they show you like one image and then like they'll glitch out and make a more darker, more scarier version of the same image?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to picture that with the aura of the city for a quick second.
Oh, that's not good.
Like, it happened for a short period of time, but you caught it as it happened.
Yeah, that's her exact response. She says, oh, that's not good.
Huh? What?
The aura that's fluctuating. It was brief, but it was there.
Aura?
The aura of the city. I told you how Divinius's aura is permeating the city itself. But it seems another aura is trying to breach it. It's fluctuated between dark and light. It was for only a moment, though.
Curious.
I think we should probably expedite our way into the city.
Yeah, we probably should. What is Cassius doing this whole time?
Great question. What are you doing, Cassius? While they are exploring like the monument and the sea, you're with.
While Goo-dith and Ellyra on their little date.
What are you doing with the children, and with the old man who has the special eyes?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna be reading that book I had. The book that I took the sleeve off of.
Oh, okay.
I panicked for a second there. I'm like, wait a minute.
I forgot what book that was.
There's a book on like it's like natural medicines and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Good for like on the road healing.
All right.
On the road again.
Interesting.
Probably read out loud for any kid that wants to hear it.
I'd say yeah. The kids would gather around. They think the book's kind of boring, but they're like it's lulling them to sleep, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I take it everyone's gonna regroup and start making their way to the city.
What's with the birds, Rain?
Yeah, I think we're just all regrouping.
Okay. I'd say at this point about an hour has passed. You begin to make your way to the gate, and the soldiers or the guards at the gate stop to question you, asking where you come from, what brings you to the city, and also on your divination.
What was the name of the town that we came from?
Wiveria?
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll say the town of Uveria was sacked. We did what we could to bring these children and old man here to help seek shelter for them.
And you're telling me that these children are the survivors?
Yes.
Where are the adults?
They were all slaughtered.
Or missing.
Cultists.
Goo-dith is staying back a little bit, but she does call ahead, like, or just missing.
Missing or slaughtered. We don't know.
You would also hear the old guy from the back of the cart, the one with the special eyes, goes, "Hey, I'm an adult."
Shut up. No, I'm just kidding.
They listen to you, and then they ask you this time a second time, saying, "So, what is your divination?"
Divination, as in they're asking what gods we follow.
Exactly.
And we were told specifically not to say Winria, right?
Yes, you were told specifically not to say Winria.
Ellyra will reach into her armor and pull out the amulet of Vinrath.
One of them asked to see the amulet, or to hold the amulet to see if it's genuine.
She will hand them the amulet.
He begins to rub his hand over the markings and everything, and he says, "They don't make them like this anymore, do they?"
No, they don't. I received that one about... Good gods, when was that? 78 years ago?
It says, "I think that was the last time they made one like this too." He gives it back to you and says, "Be careful where you step. There's though the city looks like paradise, there tends to be some trouble in the city."
Understood. Thank you for the advice.
He also says, when you're in the city, most people would wear what god they follow's crest upon them. A way of showing respect towards each other, if that makes sense.
So in that case, when Ellyra puts the amulet back on, she leaves it outside, like hanging just outside of the armor.
All right. And then one of the guards hands you a map of the city. when you do you choose to look at the map right away, or
I'll wait till we get inside.
okay? They tell you that the walk is only going to be it's a short walk, but it's going to feel like it's been years walking the bridge, if that makes sense. It is a test of devotion.
Understood.
Basically, they don't let non-followers to any deity walk through the city.
Have to be religious, at least on some level, to get in here.
The way that one of the guards would describe it to you is like, if you're not devoted to a deity, the bridge is known to weigh like, or your weight on the bridge is essentially going to be that of like standing under an elephant.
Oh. That makes sense, yeah.
They have claimed that there have been times in which someone's tried to cross this bridge, and the bridge itself had actually collapsed due to the pressure that was being brought upon it.
Damn.
So the punishment is kind of like the gravity freaking chamber from Dragon Ball.
Think like think of it like the leap of faith from Indiana Jones, but with gravity. Like if you remember Indiana Jones Last Crusade, there's the flooring and everything, and
the one the chasm that
yes,
you basically just take the step, and
yes,
that's
the leap of faith.
That's the test. Yeah, it's the leap of faith, which is actually kind of a clever thing because from one angle you can't see it; it just blends in. But there is a bridge there, but it blends in with the background, which is really freaking cool.
And that's really paying a lot of attention to detail too.
Yeah, I loved how they set that one up. That was great.
Yeah. But yeah, essentially, as you all cross the bridge.
By the way, I want to mention, this wasn't said before, Goo-dith is not wearing the cleric robes anymore. She took those off a while ago.
I figured you would. As you cross the bridge, nothing seems to happen. Your divine sense is still active, right, Ronan?
I don't think you can turn it off.
How long do we agree that it would be up for?
I don't remember.
Oh, is it actually a duration? I thought that was the one that you said you couldn't turn off.
We basically like homebrew ruled it that it'll stay active for some duration when she activates it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe we said it would be a minute per activation.
Okay.
But if this say like sets it off right when she enters. I feel like that'd be a different thing.
I would say it sets it off immediately.
Okay.
Because like you're familiar with the aura, you've seen the aura, you know?
Right.
And so as you step on the bridge, you take that first step, and you can physically see the crushing weight above you, but it's being dispersed like you're inside of a bubble. If that makes sense.
That's interesting.
Like you see the aura slamming down on this bubble, but nothing's happening to the bubble.
Interesting. How long is this bridge, by the way? It's a good couple minutes to walk across, or
That's a good question.
So the bridge itself is only about a mile long.
It's a mile long?
Yeah. The bridge itself is a mile. But because a lot of people can't really cross the bridge without a devotion to a divinity, it seems to take some people forever to get to the other side.
I'm just gonna keep walking.
If there's nothing else going on while we're crossing, Goo-dith might be singing a song.
Okay, yeah. You just can sing a song while crossing the bridge.
Okay. You actually give me a break to do it?
I mean, I'm down for you to do a song if you want.
Okay. I've walked in shadows deep and cold, where stories fade and lies grow old. The voices linger soft and low, their whispers haunting as they flow. What am I if not what I've saved? Memories stolen, secrets wept, a vessel bound to carry on, for those whose songs have long been gone. I am Goo-dith, guardian of the forgotten, bearing the weight of words unsaid. 1,000 loves, their fears, their pain, their echoes coursing through my veins. In the darkness I hear their voices loud and clear, but others are lost, the memories unclaimed. Are they shadows deep within, or fragments of lives that I have been? Fennel's faith, Lyra's light, the memories guide me through the night. With each step I take, a darker thread begins to weave. Am I alive, or am I the dead? I am Goo-dith, shepherd of shadows, carrying burdens, fears widespread. The weight grows heavy, the path unclear, but I won't break, not to my own fear. Am I the vessel, or am I the curse? The line grows thin, for better or worse. If this is my fate, then let it be so. I'll carry them all, for this is me. I am Goo-dith, weaver of their threads, a voice for those whose words have fled. 1,000 lives, their hopes, their dread, their stories live where I have tread. Through shadowed halls with whispers long, I'll keep their memory, their song. For what am I if not their thread? For I am Goo-dith, keeper of the dead. That's the end.
All right. By the way, Rain, read what your Luna said about your singing.
You're singing something, but maybe. Oh dear Lord.
So as you come across the second gate for the city, basically the end of this bridge, you see what looks like 7 pillars. And on these 7 pillars is written the name of the 7 gods. For the ones that have fallen, like Helio and some of those other ones, you would notice that their names are glowing red. For Azoth and Venrath, their names glow blue. And for Winria, her name glows yellow.
And we can all see that?
Yes.
So I'm going to just assume here, and Ellyra kind of says this out loud, or at least loud enough for Goo-dith and Cassius to hear her, and not loud enough for, like, say, if there were other people on the lane or the street to hear her.
Mhm.
I believe the blue means that they are still there and still fully in power. Red means that they have fully fallen and will not return. Whereas the yellow means some sort of intermediary, probably due to the fact that she was dethroned recently.
You would also notice in small print, next to Winria's name, you see Elias's name in blue.
Oh, he ascended. Good for that bastard.
Is it listing any champions?
For like everyone, or just for
Everyone.
Okay, so for Azoth, it does not list a champion. For Venrath, you see the name Rod. Raad.
Do I know this person?
Give me a history check.
History, not religion?
History, not religion.
Oh boy. Okay, give me a second. History, not religion. Let's see what happens. Oh shit. Okay, that was actually pretty decent.
Nice.
Yeah, 16.
All right. You would
I was
have
not
known.
expecting that.
So you would have known Rod since childhood.
Oh.
You and him joined Venrath's temple around the same time.
Do I know what race is he?
He is a oh snap, I forgot what race. Give me 1 second. I had a race down for him.
He's a tiefling. No, I don't know.
Well, I mean, because I joined the Order of Venrath. If we joined the Order of Venrath at the same time, that was 78 years ago. So he can't be human.
You would know him to be a a half elf.
Okay, that can work.
But his features look more human than elf, even though he is half elf.
So he's got like slightly tapered ears, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Mostly looks human.
Exactly.
And was I aware that he is the chosen of Vinrath?
I would say no. He never told you.
Huh. Son of a bitch. Ellyra does say that out loud when she reads the name. She's like, "Aw, son of a bitch." Oh, that motherfucker. God damn it. Still owes me the drink. Still owes me a drink the next time I see him. I don't give a fuck if he's chosen. And none of the other ones have. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say also another thing that you would know about Rod is when you were children, that if you were to spar against him while when you guys were younger, he was always known for playing dirty tricks. Like temporary blinding
he's
you.
sort of like a Jason Statham sort of guy.
Pocket sand. Think tail drill.
Which never worked on Ellyra.
Exactly. But he was always known for like dirty tricks, like making you think that he was gonna sweep your leg, but instead he got you in the back of the neck, you know?
Yeah. Huh.
If you look at some of the fallen gods, they have a few of them actually do have champions, but their names are in yellow.
Still around, but they're what you call it?
They're in some sort of intermediary. They're not on thrones, but they probably are or have ascended, but they haven't taken up the thrones just yet. Probably because they might be targeted if that's the case.
Another thing you would notice about these pillars is Wenria's pillar has some cracks on it. Azoth's pillar and Venrath's pillar look very pristine, and the Fallen Gods pillars look very chipped, very rubble-ish looking.
Hmm. What is that little chat with Vinrath that up? It's not like she's not necessarily upset that because she really wouldn't want the responsibility of being a god, honestly. So she's glad that someone else has it. But she's kind of
Rain, your song
What's the
was
word?
haunting. What's the story behind it?
confused maybe as to why Rod is the chosen. As you said, he is one that plays dirty tricks when fighting. So I don't would it strike Ellyra as Rod would make a good chosen, or would it be like, this feels kind of weird?
I will say you also probably hadn't heard from Rod in I'll say about 20 to 30 years.
And what color is Rod's name in?
Rods is actually in a conglomeration of two colors. It's yellow, but blue at the same time.
So like mid transcendence, essentially. At least that's what I'm getting from this.
As far as you know, it's not quite transcendence.
Well, from what I can tell, the blue ones are like they're still gods and they're still on their thrones. Red is they are off their thrones and they are dead. Winria is still around, but she's off her throne, which puts her name in yellow. And the champions of the other gods are in yellow, so that means that they're probably still around but haven't taken up the thrones, or unable to.
Mm-hmm.
And Elias's name is blue.
Yes.
Which I believe that means he has ascended and is taking the throne.
So, just a quick double check to make sure that my brain didn't stroke off. Everybody can see the colors in the names, or just Ellyra?
Yes. Everyone can see that. Think of it as like magic writing, essentially.
Yeah. Is Ronan correct in the interpretation? Because otherwise, Goo-dith is gonna, or I'm asking on Goo-dith's behalf if she can like check it to see if she understands it.
More or less.
Okay.
So, looking at Rod's name, he's essentially on his way to claiming the throne of Venrath. Is what I'm seeing. Is what I'm thinking.
Is this Ellyra to Goo-dith, or is this Ronan to decode?
Ronan to decode for now.
You would be wrong on this one. On that point.
Interesting.
I was trying to decipher something in my head. What did you assume was happening?
I had thought that due to the coloration of Rod's name, which is a mixture of blue and yellow, that he is on the way to ascending and becoming essentially like the second Venrath. But apparently that's wrong.
I'm gonna describe the name a little bit better because like it might be confusing you. But the way it looks in like as it's written it's different than all the others. It essentially looks like lightning. It's like it's written in lightning essentially.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say. Like, you know how lightning has that like bright center, and then on the outside it has the very fine color around it?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
Except the colors are like yellow. It's like yellow on the inside and blue on the outside.
Okay. Does it look like it's going one way or the other? Like if it's yellow transitioning to blue or blue transitioning to yellow?
It looks like the yellow is like transitioning out to the blue, but there's no difference in the hue gradients. It's like it goes straight yellow into blue. There's no like no green, no other color. It just goes straight into the light blue.
So it's turning the same color as the color that Venrath's name is.
Not quite.
Not quite?
Not quite.
Okay.
Like, think of it as not actually turning color. It's like staying in that color. But the way it comes down is it's kind of like, it kind of looks like you're looking at lightning, you know? Like, I don't know if that's like a good way to put it. Like, it's written the most different of all of them.
Actually, I should probably ask this before. Think about it. Would I have read anything on what these mean in my times of study?
Roll a religion check.
Okay. Well, that might just clear things up if I succeed.
While he's rolling, did you say
17.
if there were any names on Azoth's pillar?
There was no names on Azoth's.
Okay.
Okay,
I feel
so
like
with
if
your
we left the book with Gabriel, it would have been Gabriel.
like, I picture the way that it would have looked is like a name being written next to Azoth, but it just got erased. It's like when the paper smears so bad.
Mm.
But with your 17, essentially you would know that the pillars represent like the different gods. The name next to a god represents the champion of that god, or quite possibly the successor of that god, I should say. The colorations, you were right on that. Like the blue means alive, yellow means like in some form of hyperstasis, essentially.
So like the Odin sleep.
Yeah, I was just
Odin
gonna
sleep, or like a form of purgatory, somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
So basically anything that would affect one's communication with the outside world. The red, of course, yes, you were right, it meant dead. But when you look at rods being written differently, it's not that the pillar, like he is Venrath's successor, more like he is branching off to become a god himself.
Oh, but the origin point is Venrath. That's what it is.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, would he technically become like an underling god or like an offshoot of retribution kind of thing? Like something adjacent to that.
Think of Venrath as the retribution, but Rod being more like judgment, if that makes sense.
Okay. Interesting.
Or what's it called? Or like justice.
So he is ascending to godhood, but he's becoming his own god.
Yes.
That is interesting.
I can't wait to have this character enter the story eventually. I'm excited.
Are
there any other?
I also like the.
Sorry.
Are you good?
I was just gonna say, are there any other names of note on any of the pillars?
Not on any of the pillars, but you do notice below Azoth's pillar are 7 stones with a different name on them.
Below the pillar?
Yes, below the pillar.
Are we able to read them?
I would say, yeah, they'd be in common. The 7 stones have the names in order: Morgana, Reaper, Hexel, Siren, Shiva, fuck, I had these all written down.
Morgana, Reaper,
Hexil, Hexil.
Okay.
Siren, Siren. Shiva, Sheiva. Sorry, my bad.
All right, Shiva.
You'll see I had the names. Dang it.
Looks like just 2 are missing.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. Like
Morgana, Reaper, Hexel, Siren, Shiva. Those are the ones that we have so far?
yeah, those are the ones you have so far.
Rain, you ready for this fight?
One of them would not be a certain fucking wizard, would it?
Oh, yes, Seligic would also be there. And then also you would have Purge. Purge.
Oh, Jesus. This is like the 7 horsemen of the apocalypse. I apologize if I just hit the nail on the head.
Think of it as there is some trickery afoot with these stones. The way I want you to picture these stones is like you have Soligics higher than all the others, and then the other 6 are kind of like around him. But they're all at the same level, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
And these are the only other stones like this?
They're the only stones like that.
Okay.
There are no other stones around any other pillars like that at all.
Also, you would notice that on these stones, they don't have your typical red, yellow, blue. They're written with a black aura around them.
No surprise there.
I fucking knew it.
Ads. Subscribe to Rain to avoid this
I knew that
nonsense.
Selegic was just, a plaything of Azoth. Granted, with goals to ascend to his own godhood, but still, the originator of it all was Azoth.
As you look at the stones for Soligics, I want you to picture that one of the yellow names on one of the dead god's pillars immediately turns red, and that pillar falls into the water.
Which one?
I'm gonna say under, like, you know how like the dead gods you have like Helios and all the other ones I can't remember. We'll say the one of the pillars just completely crashed into the water as the champion's name from that pillar turned red.
Fuck.
Which pillar was that?
Did we save where the other gods' names are by chance?
Yes, we did.
I
I've
was gonna
written
say
that.
I hadn't written those down. I have been extremely bad about taking notes.
Fallen gods. Give me a sec. Fallen gods. Helio. Ikarai, Estrella, and Celeste.
All right, so I'm gonna say on Icarai's pillar, there was the name. There was the name Huntress. Her name turned red as the pillar crashed into the water.
Yeah, Ellyra kind of like sees that, and her exact reaction is, "Fuck."
Can I peer over the edge to where it fell?
Yes.
Are there other pillars down there?
As far as you can tell, you don't even see where the Icarai's pillar even landed. There's no pillar or anything in the water anymore
It's just gone.
that you can see. Exactly.
So it either vanished or it vanished beneath the waves so entirely that it's unseeable.
I thought it like disintegrated as it as it was falling and hit the water.
I mean, this is very special. Like this place, you know, could be,
Mm-hmm.
could not be. You could be going there later. Who knows?
Oh, fun.
They are hunting them. They're trying to ensure the gods can't come back. That's all.
By the way, Ellyra, when that happens, I want you to picture like you hearing like the loudest scream you could ever hear. You see the aura turn black against this, or turn corrupted around the city again for another quick second as the sky turns red and then back to normal.
If Goo-dith is paying attention or Cass is paying attention, they see just this intensity, both in Ellyra's body and in expression. Cass, I think, would recognize it, since, especially because he is a warrior.
Mhm.
Something in Ellyra just has decided that she needs to enter this war. She needs to put a stop to this.
I picture Ellyra just grabbing onto her sword as soon as that scream and everything happened.
Yeah, something like that. But it's more like the intensity just in her like facial expression and in her muscles, just the sheer fucking animosity that she's now feeling towards. Like, she was already pissed off at Seligenes off, but they're crossing many lines now, and retribution is very much so needed.
By the way,
Yes, it
Goo-dith,
is.
what was this perception for?
I was debating whether or not Goo-dith would have seen Ellyra tensing up.
I'd say yeah. What's 13 you would. And then what were you saying, Cassius?
Is there something wrong with
It's
his?
fine.
Oh, there he is.
No, you'll fine. You do this. Do it instead.
I'd say you both notice that with Ellyra's state, something has her ready for attack.
And more or less, I was arguing internally about whether or not that would have been the point when Goo-dith went to go look over the side of the bridge or not.
Oh, okay.
Because that all kind of happened as one big block, and I'm just like, would I even been looking, or would my instinct have just been
you're right.
run
You're right.
straight over and follow to see if what was there?
No, you're right. I think you would be looking over the edge. CC would be able to see Ellyra tense up, like very like ready to attack something. And I would say, like, even though you can't see the auras of things, Cassius, you actually feel and see the aura of Ellyra just hitting.
I feel your fury, Ellyra.
They need.
Put it to use when we meet him again. Killing him's our quest, after all.
And you just. Ellyra begins to kind of. As you talk to her, it's kind of like. She begins to growl. Not like a human growling. Like that of an actual fucking monster. Like something that a mortal should not be able to, a sound a mortal that should not be able to emit. She says with a clenched teeth, her kind of, if you're looking, you can probably see her fangs ever so much like sharpening slightly, as she just in full rage says, "They need to be stopped. And others need to be avenged. The balance is breaking."
As you say that, you feel a hand upon your shoulder. Not Cassius, not Goo-dith's, but you feel a hand.
I look to see who it might be.
The only thing you see is the same the same type of aura that surrounds the city, just touching your shoulder. Comforting you. Or at least attempting to.
She'll kind of mutter, knowing whose presence that is. She'll mutter kind of to it and be like, "If you want peace in the city again, the balance needs to be restored. Balance cannot be restored while this is happening."
You only feel a warm embrace. Inaudibly. you get the feeling that it is saying something about, or that the feeling that it's passing on to you is something like around the lines of, like it's trying to tell you to go somewhere within the city.
I look to Goo-dith and Cassius, and I say, I think we need to keep moving.
Yes. The sooner we take care of these kids, the sooner we can go out and actually start fighting again. I hope we'll have enough gold for me to get a few new swords.
Goo-dith is gonna crouch down real quick by the 7 little stones and just poke one of them.
Okay, as you poke one, which one are you poking in particular?
Let me go check my notes real quick.
Fuck's sake.
I don't know. Many,
Poking
Morgana.
Cursed.
You're poking Morganas?
Yeah.
All right. As you poke Morganas, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Fucking knew it.
7.
I fucking knew you were gonna do some stupid shit like that.
As you go to touch it, the stones begins to glow red. It becomes encumbered in fire. Almost like a fiery vortex is around it, like a fire tornado almost, if that makes sense.
Okay. Am I able to pull back?
Yeah, you're able to pull back. But I will say, like, what stopped you from touching it was the intense heat from that stone.
How bad did that hurt? Because that was only a 7.
I'd say about 3 points of fire damage.
Ah, shit! Ow! Ow! It stings.
Goo-dith, thought we learned from Gabriel not to fuck around with cursed-looking shit.
And with that, she reaches out to poke another one.
Which
just
one?
for spite. She's gonna poke Reaper. She's gonna poke Reaper just for spite.
Ellyra is going to grab you. That's what we got. Okay, so. Okay. Yeah, Ellyra's just gonna grab Goo-dith.
All right. This is gonna be a grapple check.
What about this? Do I roll save first? Because I am closer to it than he is to me, or she is to me.
Yeah, go ahead and roll the save first.
Constitution again?
Yes, Constitution.
Another 7.
Again.
What the fuck? God damn it. Dice gods, please.
You begin to feel a portion of yourself leave your body.
Oh shit.
Take another
Dumbass.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna roll it this time.
She fucking told you, and you're like, no, I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck.
Take another 6 necrotic damage.
What's the plan after rolling off Constitution?
Ow!
You've taken a total of 14 damage in just like the past hour from doing nothing but being an absolute dumbass.
It's only been like 9 damage, to be honest.
Well, he also
no,
slapped.
beforehand.
Ellyra slapped her.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that.
Ellyra spanked her, and then she decided she was gonna fuck around with the stones.
Yep.
Um,
I told you I have a
So-
lot in common with Travis as far as just touching stuff.
hey, Goo-dith, can you make
Yeah, and
a?
then you were warned not to.
You need to make a athletics or acrobatics check. By the way, if you're not
Athletics
allowing
or-
Ellyra to, if you're not allowing Ellyra to grapple you.
No, I was just looking for. I rolled an 18.
So Ellyra literally just comes over, picks you up, puts you over her shoulder, and just walks off with you.
Hold on. I mean, yes, picked up, but I wanted to go see something. Where's the thing? Is that it? No. Maybe that's it. Too much stuff to read sometimes.
No, I get you.
I know it's in here somewhere. Caps and whatever. I'm just gonna go with it. I was debating whether or not to do something while being carried.
So, Lyra, you have one Goo-dith draped over your shoulder.
You big meanie.
Me being a meanie would have let you keep poking those stones that are clearly injuring you.
But the second one was just because you said no.
Well, maybe if you were a good girl, you wouldn't have gotten hurt a second time. I wouldn't have to be carrying you like this.
Oh, hey.
Besides, there are plenty of other things you can touch that won't hurt you.
I don't like the sound of that.
I take it you begin to make your way inside the city.
Okay. I was highly debating on whether or not to try extruding a pseudopod and touching it again. Because I
You
can
would definitely fight you again, but not the pleasure of war.
Because I was gonna say I could stretch out for 10 feet and touch something. Roughly the
You know what?
equivalent of
I'm not going to stop either of you.
Oh shit. Okay, so anyways.
So you're deciding not to. Okay.
You have a Goo-dith slumped over you. You're just going, I could do something, but I'm too tired, and my fingers hurt.
Yeah, you just burned yourself and then fucking necrosis yourself. It's not even a word.
So, as you all begin to make your way inside the city, Ellyra, you feel a nudge from what you believe to be Divinius trying to lead you in a certain direction.
I'm going to follow that.
I can walk, you know.
Yes, but you're about to get in more trouble if I let you just walk off on your own. You know,
By the way, Do you tell everyone to follow, or is it just you following?
I'll say to the group I have a sense that we should head this way.
So, y'all begin to follow the path that Divinia seems to be leading Ellyra, and you arrive at a mansion. At this point, it's probably about nightfall.
Oh, I'm not expecting this.
You would feel the presence leave you as the door begins to open on the mansion.
Could I make an insight check here?
Okay.
I got a 16.
Nice.
You would know that this used to be Divinius's mansion from when he was alive.
Is it haunted?
No.
Is it covered in his aura? Is it like being haunted? Because doors don't open on their own. I've heard stories of this.
It's if you're
Of
gonna go
haunted
that route,
mansions.
if you're gonna go that route, it's not necessarily haunted, but rather think of it more like the city is filled with his aura. His aura literally can open any door.
Well, I haven't heard any stories of haunted cities. Maybe we should write one.
Is Cassius saying this out loud?
Yes.
I mean, they're all stories of ghost towns.
Yeah,
This
but
is not
usually
the same.
ghost towns aren't actually full of ghosts, they're just abandoned.
Oh, you've not been to the ones I've been to. Those are fun.
Well, you do have several decades on me, so...
But no, this is not the same thing as that. This is different. If you will, think of it as if the city itself is alive in a way. The Divinius's spirit is the city.
Probably easier for the two of you to be feeling that.
As you all are like talking outside, you begin to hear footsteps. What sound like woman's footsteps, particularly. As a face or as a woman stands in the doorway of this mansion and says, my great grandfather, Richard Divinius, had said he brought some guests with him. Are you, by chance, those guests?
Put me down or turn around so I can see who's talking.
Can't you change where your head is?
Ellyra just snort a little bit, like she has a little like chuckle. At that. I also love that you asked her to turn around instead of put you down. So she.
No, I
does turn
said both. Put me down or turn around.
Ellyra does the latter.
Jeez. Hello.
You would see a what do you call it? I just knew the race. What? I'm on the theme of elves tonight. You see an elven woman standing in the doorway with red hair.
How old?
And
Sorry.
she looks probably in her
How old?
30s. 30s to 40s.
Probably
somewhere
in the
around there.
30s. Hello, nurse. So what are you doing?
She says, my name is Ellyra Rosa Divinia. How may I help you?
Ellyra kind of, as you say hello, nurse, Ellyra just drops you.
Ow! Mm.
And then as you're kind of like on the ground, like I'm guessing you're rubbing your butt because that's what you landed on. Kind of leaves down, looks at you, just like, no, you're just trying to make me jealous, aren't you?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Sure. She will help her. She will help Goo-dith back up though.
And at this point, she'd walk up a little closer and be like, who might you all be?
What kind of vibe do we get from them? Do I need to roll an insight?
If you want to, yeah.
I want to.
I will say off the surface, she sounds very friendly.
10.
She sounds very friendly.
Such a mediocre roll. The dice gods are not on my side tonight.
I mean, you had to need some roll. At one point, it was just, outdone by another roll.
Yeah.
Or the sevens.
Yeah, the sevens weren't great.
But she begins to ask you for your names again, and she reintroduces herself as Ellyra Rosa Divinia.
Cassius Gaganius.
Ellyra Sadara.
Goo-dith brushes herself off, clicks her heels together. I am Gooey Goo-dith von Slimeworth the Slick. With a very slight bow.
We call her Goo-dith.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very strange one, isn't she?
Hey.
Yes. She's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So she begins to say how her grandfather had given her the impression that you were here to that he brought you here for a specific reason. She looks at the wagon full of kids and even the old blind guy, looks at you and says, oh no, travelers on their own with no place to stay? Come in. Spend the night here.
So, did we get to meet your grandfather, or... I'm confused.
I'd say you've already met him.
With him on the bridge.
The only thing I met was a hand on my ass.
She
You deserved it. Let's be fair.
she looks at
If
you and
want to
goes,
send off, you have to do that. Just saying.
if you were able to make it through the bridge, my grandfather is the one that tests all people on that bridge.
Oh. Hello, old guy. Goo-dith kind of looks at the air.
You see nothing.
Oh,
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Ellyra will just head pat Goo-dith, and also Goo-dith, you get like all that health back. By the way,
Oh shit, really?
yeah, lay on hands.
Okay.
She says,
but I would being a little less dense sometimes.
Hey, I choose to be what I am.
So you choose to be very dense.
so she looks at you all and says, you wouldn't be able to physically see my grandfather. But if anything, you might be able to aura see my grandfather, if that makes sense.
Yeah, your grandfather's kind of everywhere.
That he is. I mean, he is essentially a battery through this city, keeping it alive, keeping it functioning. But she kind of urges you all to come inside before before raid patrols start coming into the streets.
Goo-dith is kind
Also
of
that-
bored and just makes little small fireworks appear around her with prestidigitation.
Are they making sounds?
No, they're soundless. They're just little splashes of light as she hums.
Okay.
I will say then, if you know that much, do you know about the flickers? Changes in the aura and the space.
She says, we can't talk out here. It's not safe. Come inside and we can talk there. And then she says, I'll also make some tea.
Oh, lovely. I love tea.
What is tea?
You ever had tea before?
Huh.
I don't think so.
The way she describes it is hot leaf juice.
That sounds gross.
It's a lot nicer than it sounds, believe it or not. You should have told me you never had tea. What made you some?
Well, if I don't know what it is, then why would I know that I haven't had it?
Actually, that's a fair point.
Aristocrats usually just drink wine.
We have that too.
Mm.
Wine is also nice.
But we tend to use it more as a more what's the word?
Formally?
I'm trying to no. I'm trying to think of the word. Like, it's kind of like when you do the Eucharist in a church setting, but it's like,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, fuck's that called?
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Everybody else probably knows what you're talking about. Whether or not they can remember what the word is. But yeah.
It's fine. I'll just say
That you
we have
collect
wine, but
religious-
it's more ceremonial wine.
Right.
Got ya.
Ceremonial purposes.
Yeah. Goo-dith sharing beverages with other people is more familiar with like aristocrats pouring glasses of wine as they discuss business arrangements.
The cats are missing out, honestly.
But she urges all of you all to hurry inside. Around this time, you start hearing footsteps and seeing some torches being lit.
Ooh, footsteps. Oh shit.
Let's head inside.
Goo-dith cranes her head to see if she can see where the footsteps are.
They are coming from many different directions.
I imagine Goo-dith doesn't actually have to crane her neck. She just turned her head fully 180.
Whoo, whoo, whoo,
She's got no
whoo.
joints. SpongeBob got no bones. I mean, unless she wants one. Also, I'm taking it that Goo-dith may like older women as well.
Later, Rain. Thanks for the stream. Was fun.
Are you thinking or hoping?
Well, I mean, considering that her reaction to both Ellyra and this woman have been "Hello, nurse," yeah, seems a little obvious.
It's red hair. It's red hair. Also,
Oh, go ahead.
Gouda's written age is 30 anyways. So if she's 36 or 30-ish somethings, then it's not very different in age either.
Alright, that's fair.
So, Ellyra Divinia begins to move your wagon inside of what looks like a garage in this mansion.
Is Ellyra human? Or is she something else?
I think you said elf or half elf.
Elf.
Okay.
Um,
Can I just say it's funny that you have a redheaded elf, and one of my characters in the past was just a part of a whole lineage of elves with red hair.
But yeah, she hides your wagon inside of like what looks like a little like garage or shed area, part of the mansion, and says, "Hurry, come inside. We don't have much longer."
Oh, but I want to see what the footsteps are. You can clearly tell
says-
she hasn't been paying attention.
Please don't act like Gabriel while he's away.
She got bored.
So she looks at you and says, Ellyra, wasn't it?
Yes.
Can you help me get this stubborn one inside? It's not safe for her out here."
What? What did I miss?
Alright. As you say that, whoop! Right back onto Ellyra's shoulder.
Hey! Brute!
I'm far more gentle with you than I am with anyone else, just so that you're aware.
She walks you all inside, and she leads all the children and the old man to different rooms inside this mansion. And then once she's done like tucking all the kids in, she comes back with some tea for you all and sits you on what looks like a very, very fine couch with a nice end table or a coffee table. She says, "So we should be safe now. May I ask what brought you to the city?"
We were seeking shelter for the young ones and the old man. Their village was sacked by the followers of the human gods.
She says, she looks at you and goes, "The human gods. Curse the day they were founded."
Aye.
Sorry, you were going to say, Cassius?
I was just seconding that opinion.
She says, if these children need shelter, I have more than enough rooms for all of them. And since me and my husband can't have kids, it'd be nice to have some young ones around the house, around the mansion.
Right.
How did you know
You would
they
take
needed
out-
shelter? By the way, am I talking out of my ass? Am I still up in here?
I just said it. I just said that we were seeking shelter.
Oh, he did.
He did.
Yes. I literally just said their home got sacked and they needed shelter.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It makes
It's
it funnier
fine.
because it makes Goo-dith fit her character.
It
It
does.
really does.
It does. Sometimes
But,
by accident it works out.
Yeah.
It makes it more natural, more organic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she says that her and her husband can't have kids, and so it'd be nice to have some young ones around the mansion.
As long as they are cared for and safe, I'm happy. But there is an importance here that I need to address. On our way in, there was a flicker of the aura in the city twice now. And while we were on the bridge, the stone of Ikarai had fallen into the water. The champion lost.
She looks shocked when you say the stone of Ikarai flew into the water. She says, so I take it you can sense it too. The power struggle.
Yes. And I have a feeling I might be able to help with that. But I would have to coordinate with my order in order to do so.
She looks at you and asks, so what's your order then?
I'm a part of
The silver
not so-
buttholes.
Goo-dith.
What? You keep picking me up. You expect me to not make fun of you?
He says, I have some cloth in the closet if you need some.
Won't work.
Might also have some duct tape in there somewhere.
You can try.
But
I don't need to breathe, so I can smother you.
I breathe through
All night.
every pore.
sounds painful.
That's not what I meant.
It can be when somebody farts.
Anyway,
Oh,
as I was saying,
Cassius is just over there cursing under his breath to Winria.
while the lesbians are kind of half flirting, half insulting each other, half threatening each other. I'm part of Vinraf's order, paladins.
Oh, then
Retribution and balance.
that explains why you would save so many orphan or, well, just children in general from devastation.
The problem that I see here is that my order hasn't stepped in yet. And I do not intend on letting them stay that way. We are supposed to keep the balance, not let it shatter. I think they need a bit of a push.
He says, a lot of people from the other religions seem to be disappearing lately. For most people who speak out against what's been happening, they've been, well, for the most part, taken off the streets.
I can only imagine. Something needs to be done. This cannot go on any longer. Unreal's light is fading. Even if Elias has ascended,
She
there is still
holds out her her amulet and puts it in front of you and says, trust me, what's happening here is not falling on deaf ears. And the amulet she pulls out looks very similar to the one that you have.
and there needs to be action. There needs to be a push. Venra's order cannot stay silent, nor can it stay stagnant. If we let the balance break, thousand years of darkness will follow. We cannot allow that to happen.
She nods her head in agreement and says, we've been trying to gather allies as much as we can here, but when you see the flickers, that's not usually when the struggle happens. That's when one of my people or one of my allies is abducted off the streets or silenced. The Church of Azoth, or the religion of Azoth, has significantly grown over the years. And she begins to tell you a little bit of why he's growing like that, stating that it's he's manipulating followers, if that makes sense. Trying to steal
Yes,
them from other religions.
We've experienced that ourselves. A
We also
companion of
understand
ours
that.
that was separated from us. Azef has been trying to get his hands on him.
Yes.
She says, by any chance, is this companion's name Gabriel?
Yes.
Hmm.
Why do you ask that?
Well, grandfather always told me he had some questions for him in particular. And possibly some answers for him.
It's not here right now. Hopefully he doesn't get here in the middle of the night.
Well,
Even though he's a rogue, I have a feeling he'll be caught.
Hmm.
Well, hopefully it isn't. I think they get us in trouble. More than I'm probably going to get myself into.
I wouldn't be too worried about Vex and Vax. The irony that they're ranger and freaking rogue. Sorry, I couldn't not make that.
Oh boy. I think it's mainly the Vax we got to worry about, even though, you know.
Yeah, Cheyenne's got a good head on her shoulders.
I feel like Cheyenne has probably a more leveled head than Gabriel does.
Absolutely.
And she's 12. Anyway. It's a good contact with the Order. We need to orchestrate a way how to deal with this. How to stop the shadows. How to push back.
He says, well, you might need some of these then. And she holds out sending stones that are disguised as Venrath's symbol, or Venrath's amulet.
Perfect.
Total of 5 of them.
One for each party member?
Yes.
Perfect. This will do nicely.
And then she also holds out one more. She said, this one is for that Cheyenne that you mentioned. And it's a sending stone disguised as a brace, like a little, like, I don't know how to describe it, like a little armband kind of thing. But it's actually like the shape of it is more like a dragon, like serpentine style dragon.
Kind of like one of those Norse styled armbands.
Where it like has like the head and then it like spirals down to like a small point and it's like the tail. Yes.
Okay.
But it's like all open except for like, you know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says her mother said that she should have this one.
You know her mother?
Everyone knows her mother. I mean, how hard is it to not know a god? Or a goddess, I should say.
Son of a bitch. You know what? I should have seen that one coming. I should have damn well seen that coming.
She leans in close and says, "Don't let her fly too close to the sun."
Oh God. Nice. Nice.
I'm going to... I believe they're in this time.
Oh, by the way, sorry. Go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I was gonna ask what Goo-dith was gonna do while she's stealthing away, like being sneaky.
If there's a stairs or something or hallway, she's gonna wander off.
Oh
you do
yeah,
also
there's,
sneak away right on the open, right?
What was that?
there's
You're
a
sneaking
hallway and stairs.
out in the open. So we see you like trying to stealthily leave the room.
I don't know. As far as I know, I'm being sneaky.
Exactly.
Fucking damn it. Wait, let me see
But,
that stealth check. Yeah, no. Dude, you're being spotted by everybody.
Like I said, as far as I know, I am being sneaky as hell. In my head, I'm like, I am good at this. Nobody has said
I
anything.
will say that everyone was
wanna
so invested in that conversation that they weren't really paying attention to Goo-dith.
I mean, passive perception of 14. I think I would have noticed a 9 stealth. Plus, I
This
can
is
feel
true.
her movement in my aura.
This debate is
So-
up to you guys and the DM, because like I said, as far as I know, I am being sneaky as hell, and I'm like, I am so good at this. I am the master of shadow.
I would also just find it funny, like, as Goo-dith is thinking this, all of a sudden then she hears Ellyra be like, if you look for the bathroom, it's probably upstairs.
Is she really saying that?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
She says
Then
that.
you would, then you'd hear Ellyra just yell out, "Actually, sweetie, it's down the hall to the left, third door on the right."
And Goo-dith just hangs her head, but continues walking away. Luna, goddammit.
What did Luna say?
Rain is the rain is the best. How is it feeling? How is it feeling being all stealthy? It feels sad, Luna. It feels sad.
I didn't mean to ruin Goo-dith's stealth moment. It was just too funny to pass up.
But what were you gonna say before I was asking about the whole stealthy thing?
Oh, I was going to say,
Rain, dark chocolate, and whiskey are on me if we
Right
survive
now.
this campaign.
at this point in time, I believe
Subscribe
it's the
to
most
Rain,
important
folks.
act.
Let's keep the dark magic and
It
whiskey
may take a week, it may take a
flowing.
month, but we need to be able to push back at least until we can restore the balance in the city at the very least. There is, and I sensed it on the way in, a severe imbalance. Your father's doing, your great grandfather's doing his best to maintain the peace here, but there's only but so much that can do when you have active war raging campaigns happening within your city walls.
He says, I know what you mean. We had a new face in the city recently, and he's currently taken up residence inside of the cathedral.
Do you know who this individual is?
Every time we ask, he never tells us his name. He just says that he is the only, the one.
Do you know what this man looks like?
No one here has truly seen his face. He's been wearing what looks like a cleric's uniform, but he always has a hood covering his face at all times.
Does that sound familiar at all?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Because if it's who I think it is, that might sound familiar.
Who are you thinking it is?
I'm potentially thinking it's Seligic.
You will find out. But she says that he found a way into the city that was not by means of the normal route.
I'm sorry, but when someone comes into a city and calls themselves the only, pardon my language, but I think they deserve a little bit of castration.
Most people would be hanged for saying that they were going to be the only.
Yeah, but hanging happens too quickly. Castration lasts for the rest of your life.
I mean,
She also talks about a prophecy about the city when it was founded. And the prophecy is not a long one. It's literally like just a small sentence that says and an abomination will sit upon the throne.
Abomination.
that's the prophecy.
It's a small little excerpt from a prophecy.
Ah, I see.
She's essentially saying like there is an abomination sitting upon the throne, and the prophecy talks about like basically a strange abomination that was not meant to be inside of deifying temples sitting upon the throne. More specifically, it's at Winria's throne.
Yep, I saw that coming. Which means a bitch guy got beheaded. Alright. I knew that fucker was sitting on her throne. Bastard wizard human motherfucker. Meanwhile, she is actually cursing in Elvish.
She looks at you and goes, do you not mind cursing around here? We have children in this house.
Why do you think I switched to Elvish?
You don't know if any of these kids can speak Elvish.
Fair, but most of what I can tell is that they either speak Common or Draconic.
Sure. But some of them are more studious than you think.
Children be
Otherwise.
sneaky is what she's saying.
I can switch to Undercommon if that'd be better.
She actually gives you a little jar and says, I've heard that this helps a lot more.
Did you just give
It's
her a swear jar?
essentially, but it's not the kind that you put coins into. It's the kind that you curse into.
Pardon?
She begins to demonstrate, right? She opens the lid of the jar, holds it up to her lips, and as loudly as you can see her like face make the expression of cursing, it's completely quiet.
That is very peculiar.
We call it the silence jar.
You have more of these? Or do you have just one?
There might be a few in here.
I want to make sure that I'm not taking the only one that you have. That's why I'm asking.
Oh no, they're quite easy to make.
Oh, okay.
You know, if Goo-dith was there, her first question is what happens when you break it? Do all the curses come out? But
Well,
Goo-dith
Goo-dith
isn't
isn't
there.
But she begins to say, if you really want to do some vigilante work inside the city and start a revolution, we need to start gathering forces from she pulls out a map and saying there are 6 people in particular that we need to get in contact with that have gone off the grid. From the map, she begins to point at 6 points on the map where they disappeared from.
Oh, and I have a map too, right? Is it the same kind of map?
Do you want to pull out the map and look?
Yeah.
The map looks exactly the same, except for the area that belongs to Winria. That's all blacked out. Written in common, it says, do not go here. Or do not enter.
I guess I'm fucking going there. That is a very Ellyra move. Just go fucking straight into the place that she's not supposed to go to, and still kick ass. But she'll kind of copy down the parts, the places that where she says that they've disappeared, and put that on the map that she currently has.
All right. Are you gonna like make a new copy of like the Winria area of town as well, so that way you have the full map and not just the blacked out area?
Yeah, because if I do end up going there, which is more than likely going to happen, I want to know at least what the fuck is there.
All right. So she actually gives you her map, and she has another map on her as well. And she says, these are the areas where they disappeared. And something strange is going on in this area over here, pointing to the Winria area. She also says
I think I know.
that there have been points. She makes mention that you've meant about how you noticed the aura and everything. And she makes mention that there has been when the unknown figure or the abomination sat upon Winria's throne, for about an hour, the water that was under the bridge was actually lava.
Of course it was that. You see that Ellyra's like she has put down her teacup because she would have broken it at this point. Like she's just like clenching and tensing, and it's just like she's been kind of in a state of ferocity ever since entering the city, and it's been slowly building.
She does say to Ellyra, just remember by day to hide the fangs and put them away. Her words of wisdom basically saying, like, don't let the sun rise in anger.
Believe me, I'm saving my fury for those who truly deserve it. And especially for that bastard sitting in that throne. And I wonder, these people who think that they are the predators in the shadows, I wonder how they would respond or react to a true night hunter. And Ellyra's eyes, which are already red, kind of brighten ever so slightly just for a split second.
And with that, she says, well, it'll be a pleasure to work with you, as she goes up the stairs into one of the rooms. Basically going to sleep for the night. And that's where we're going to end session for tonight.
Yeah, okay.
It's a lucky break for us.
And from there, we're just gonna. Are we gonna do like a downtime between sessions, or are we going to like and be continuing?
So I was officially going to start the
After
downtime when Gap's officially here.
Yeah, I'm actually
Okay.
surprised he didn't show up. I thought he was going to be here.
He texted me saying he might not be able to make it, so I understand.
That's fine. Yeah, I was just getting a little curious because I thought he would have been here.
Well, in the meantime, thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you all next Monday for The Lost Heart. Till then, stay peachy and make sure to check out my friends over here. You know, like Rain also streams with me, so he's really cool. He does a lot of streams as well. And till then, we'll see you next time.
Ta-ta.
Later.
And I'll get a room, you too.
God.